What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all having another fantastic day today. You can call me Spree and welcome back to another Madden 20 video. Today I want to go ahead and talk about abilities, specifically the abilities that I think you should be putting on your golden tickets. Everyone should know that in a couple of days you'll be able to complete the golden ticket solos, which means you'll be able to go ahead and pick a golden ticket of your choice. That is going to be amazing. It means every single player in the game is able to pick up one of these crazy cards. I've been lucky enough to pull a couple myself. I've been able to try some of them out, and I think there are definitely some ability combinations that are going to be more glitchy than others. Now, I don't want this to be about who I think the best golden tickets in the game are. I definitely have my opinions, but we're not going to focus on that. We are going to focus on abilities. We're not going to talk about Superstar X Factors. Superstar X Factors are pretty average in Madden. Take your pick. Pick the one that you think is going to work best. Go with that. I don't think we need to dive into them too much. In terms of the golden tickets as well, I'm not going to cover every single position. I'm going to talk about some of the more important ones, probably the more popular options. If you're interested in going through some of the other positions, let me know in the comment section below. I'm happy to help out. I just presume that most people will be sticking to certain positions. One last thing before we go ahead and jump on, and I am currently doing a giveaway for golden ticket Cam Newton. I was lucky enough to pull a couple of cams last week. One of them is going to be up for grabs. If you want to enter the draw, pop down to the description below. You can check out the details there. At this point in the game, it's really cool to be able to help out some people trying to upgrade their team. A golden ticket quarterback is definitely going to help that. I'm planning on doing that over the next couple days as well. I did originally have some goals around it, but I think if I leave it too long, I'm not really going to be helping out people. I want to do more giveaways, so let's get this first one out of the way. So if you're interested, it is unfortunately only on PS4, but if you are interested, pop down to the description, check out the details there. I think that's about it. Let's jump into it. Now, we are coming to the end of Madden 20, right? Madden 21 is around the corner. We do have some news, probably some gameplay dropping next week. We get to check out what the new game kind of looks like, which is really, really exciting. At this stage of the game, there are a bunch of 99 cards already in the game. The great thing about 99 overalls, as most of you will know, each 99 overall, unless you're an offensive lineman, is able to get 4 abilities, right? So if you have them as one of your 3 X-Factor players or ability players, they can have 4 abilities on them. What makes golden tickets even more glitchy, even crazier than normal 99s, is they aren't restricted to their archetypes. Using quarterbacks as an example, field generals, strong arms, they tend to be pocket quarterbacks, which means they only get access to pocket abilities. On the other side of that, you have improviser and scrambler. That's going to give you mobile abilities like escape artist, like fast break, like human joystick if you can get it on the card. But for golden tickets, that doesn't matter, right? Each ability slot for a golden ticket has a corresponding archetype. That means you're going to be able to have different types of abilities on the very same player. That is absolutely glitchy. Now, if you have been following me for a little while, you'll see on screen we have some new additions to the squad. Julio Jones, Bo Jackson, both golden tickets. I'm a big fan of these cards. These are 2 players that I really, really like. We're going to go ahead and do some gameplays on them over the next few days, but today we'll just be talking about abilities at their respective positions and seeing how glitchy they can be. I definitely look forward to some gameplays with those guys over the next few days as well. Now, I think the best place for us to start is going to be quarterback. I honestly think quarterback is the best position to go ahead and select. For your free golden ticket, I think quarterbacks probably make the biggest impact on offense, as well as that the difference between the archetypes in a quarterback are so very different. Having a card that can get all of these different types of abilities is absolutely crazy. You can definitely have a lot of fun with the golden ticket quarterback. I've been using Josh Allen for the last few weeks. He has good height, so he's not going to be throwing into his own lineman. Good throw power, he's got a great release, good stats. That speed is on the lower end for golden tickets, but still more than enough to get out and scramble. When it comes to golden tickets, most of them are pretty similar. You're going to have a few extra speed on guys like Lamar and Michael Vick. You might have slightly different throwing sets, but overall they're all going to be able to make similar plays, and most of them are going to have similar sets of abilities that they can select as well. Using Josh Allen as an example, his ability slots, he has 1 of each, so field general, strong arm, improviser, and scrambler. Jumping over to abilities now, I definitely think golden ticket quarterbacks are the hardest position to go ahead and select which abilities to put on them, just because there's so much variety. Now, obviously there are a bunch of combinations of abilities that you can go go ahead and choose. I'm going to focus on 3 different combinations that I think are particularly glitchy, that really maximize being a golden ticket, so getting that variety of pocket and mobile. Now first up, let's talk about maybe the ideal setup if you've been a pocket quarterback all year. So if you've used guys like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady all year, this might be a setup that interests you with a golden ticket quarterback. Starting with Hot Route Master, being able to reroute every single one of your players, get those glitchy route combinations going all over the field. We've got Protected, so maybe you're used to having better pass blocking as well from all of your linemen. I've got Gunslinger here in the 3rd spot. Maybe you want a better animation for your throws, especially if you're using a guy like Lamar Jackson or Michael Vick. Now I've just quickly changed up Gunslinger for Playmaker. I think that's definitely another glitchy ability that you can have. If you're the kind of person who just wants to sit in the pocket, you've got the pocket presence, you can move in and out of the pocket, step up if need be. You don't need to roll out, you don't need all of those crazy abilities. I think this 3 set is going to be absolutely beautiful for you. And the last ability that I think would be absolutely glitchy to make the most of having a golden ticket quarterback would be Escape Artist, right? Sometimes the pocket collapses, you need to be able to get out. If you're used to 70, 75 speed, you haven't been able to do that. With Escape Artist, with 90 plus speed, if the pocket collapses, you can get out of there, you can scramble, you can pick up an extra few yards there. So I think this is a really good combination of abilities for someone who's been using a pocket quarterback all year. It means you get to keep the abilities that you've been using throughout the year that you're comfortable with, plus you get the added ability to be a mobile quarterback when you need to. Throw dots in the pocket, escape, run with the ball if need be. Alright, moving on to our next setup. I think this is going to be a good balance between a mobile quarterback and a pocket quarterback, getting the best of both worlds, right? Now I really do think Hot Route Master is a glitch. I think it's a must-have for any quarterback that you have. Being able to reroute everyone is fantastic. If you use wide receivers or tight ends with Tight End Apprentice or Route Apprentice, it frees up an ability slot for them. That way you can go ahead and put another ability in that slot instead. Now in the 2nd slot, I have Dashing Deadeye. This could just as easily be replaced with Roaming Deadeye. The Dashing Deadeye outside of the pocket, perfect accuracy. Now as you probably know, Roaming Deadeye, you can actually do the same thing with Dashing Deadeye. When you throw the ball, you let go of the trigger, and that's going to do the exact same as Dashing Deadeye. It also has the advantage of being no-look Deadeye if you're doing crossbody throws. I haven't used Roaming Deadeye all year, I haven't gotten used to it. I've just used Dashing Deadeye, mainly because I'm lazy, right? But if you can definitely take the time to use Roaming Deadeye, that's going to be even glitchier. But overall, Dashing Deadeye, Roaming Deadeye, it doesn't make a difference. Both are very glitchy, right? The combination with Escape Artist, having that extra speed behind the line of scrimmage, being able to scramble and be mobile, all about those rollout corners, getting out, making plays. You run near close flex, that's a combination you need, right? Throwing on the run, really good speed while you're on the run behind the line of scrimmage. It's been a glitchy combination all year. That's definitely something you want to have. So I definitely think the combination of Hot Route Master, Dashing or Roaming Deadeye and Escape Artist is absolutely glitchy. With the final slot, you're going to be able to have lots of different options. I use Identifier. I think it's really valuable knowing exactly where the opposite user is. That really helps me. You can also go ahead and put QB Playmaker on them or Gunslinger, 2 abilities we've already talked about. We know they're both glitchy. And another option you could go with is going ahead and putting Fast Break on him. Fast Break gives you that better ball carrier control that you need. So this is definitely a glitchy option. If you have someone like Vick or Lamar, some of those guys who have 99 speed, right? Having Fast Break, being able to have the option to do those runs as well, that's absolutely glitchy. So setup number 2, Hot Route Master, Dashing or Roaming, Fast Break, Escape Artist. I think that's going to be a really fun option to go ahead and use. Now for our final quarterback setup, you'll notice that this isn't a golden ticket quarterback. I don't have golden ticket Michael Vick, but his Ultimate Legend will do for explaining everything. I think this combination of 3 abilities, Fast Break, Escape Artist and Human Joystick, is probably going to be the most fun you can have with a quarterback. Being able to do those QB blaster design runs, having Human Joystick, being all wiggly and stuff. It's going to be glitchy for you. Obviously it's going to be risky, you get hit, you even get sniffed at by an enforcer, you're going to be fumbling, but risk it, have some fun. This could be absolutely crazy. Now I'm using Vick as an example because his Ultimate Legend only has Roaming Deadeye and Dashing Deadeye for this first slot. The golden ticket version would be able to get Hot Route Master, Gunslinger. He doesn't have the fastest throwing animation. Putting Gunslinger will speed that up as well. You can get something like Protected on him as well. So you get the craziness of having a 99 speed quarterback with human joystick, escape artist, and fast break, but you also are able to turn him into something of a pocket quarterback. So that would probably be my suggestion for the final quarterback setup. Hot Route Master, fast break, escape artist, human joystick. I think that's going to be such a fun combination to use. I'm definitely wanting to try it out myself. Maybe I'll have to pick him up just so I can try it out for a few games. That'll be pretty fun. Now, I do realize that I've spent a decent amount of time on talking about quarterbacks. Let's jump into some other positions now and look at what we can do for abilities on them. Alright, next up we're going to be looking at safeties. Now, if you look at my team, we only have one golden ticket safety, and that's Calvin Johnson. He was my first ever golden ticket pull across any Madden. I'll put a link to that video up in the cards above. I was absolutely over the moon. This card is absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan of it. Now, another golden ticket safety and the guy that I'm going to be picking up with my free golden ticket is, of course, Taylor Mays. His card is absolutely crazy. Calvin, Taylor Mays, probably the two best users in the game. Both of them with great height, great speed. Absolute ballers, the both of them. Looking at Calvin Johnson as the example, he has run support as the archetype for each of his ability slots. Taylor Mays is going to have the exact same things as well. He also has 4 times run support, so they're going to be able to get the same abilities. Now, in my opinion, I'm going to have slight difference in abilities for both of them. I'm definitely going to have both of the guys activated when I play. For Calvin, I'm not going to be using him, so I'm going to have universal coverage, which is going to be crazy coverage in man and zone. I'm going to have lurker, so he gets all of those crazy animations, especially if I decide to put him in as a sub linebacker. We've got tackle supreme, so we get those glitchy from behind conservative tackles, and we've got enforcer, so we're getting those hit stick fumbles. The only difference with a user is instead of tackle supreme, because a user is able to tackle a lot more effectively than the computer is, I'm going to go ahead and put acrobat. Now, lurker is great for those jumping animations, you know, you're 10 yards behind the play and you're still able to pick the ball up. But acrobat, if you're coming across the field and you need to dive to be able to swap the ball or intercept the ball, acrobat is absolutely glitchy. So if you're picking Calvin, if you're picking Taylor Mays, and you're going to plan to use them, I think this is going to be the combination to go for. Universal, lurker, acrobat, enforcer. So I think this is definitely the go-to combination for safety abilities. Next up, we're going to be looking at the running back position. We have Bo Jackson. I think he's far and away the best running back option for the golden ticket. Now, looking at Bo, you can see straight away he has some crazy stats. The big thing that jumps out is his catching, right? But thankfully, he has a receiving archetype slot, so you're going to be able to improve that. So his biggest weakness, you can put an ability on him and make that a strength for him. Jumping in and checking out his abilities, Bo is the only golden ticket running back who actually gets human joystick, I believe. I don't think Adrian Peterson gets it, or Trey Edmonds. And human joystick is absolutely crazy, being able to wiggle, change direction without slowing down. It's crazy. If you've got yourself a Bo, definitely go with human joystick. Now, next up, I think evasive is probably the way to go. Human joystick, if you're trying to get sticky, get wiggly, especially if you run on conservative, human joystick is all you're going to need. You're not going to need evasive. If you're not running on conservative, evasive is going to be great, being able to juke and spin. It definitely suits this kind of game. The alternative to this is obviously bruiser. You're going to have better stiff arm and trucking animations, but I just think the way it plays, I think the juking and spinning is a lot more effective in this game, so that's why I've gone with evasive. In your second slot here, this is where you would add bruiser if you wanted. You could have both. You could have evasive, you could have bruiser, you could have human joystick, you could have all three if you wanted. I'm going with outside zone guru at the moment. The stretches are so incredibly powerful in this game. Running is obviously the meta. Getting better blocking on stretch plays, perfect. So outside zone is a great option. If you're more of an inside runner, inside zone guru is definitely a good option as well. Now it's this last ability slot that I think is really cool and really glitchy for someone like Bo. We've seen that he doesn't have great catching. Go ahead and put matchup nightmare on the guy. Most of the time when he's running routes, he's going to be running curls, Texas routes, flats. Most of the guys defending him are going to be linebackers, right? Matchup nightmare has been absolutely glitchy. He's going to get better route running and catching against linebackers. Throw it up and catch with your running back. It might be a bit of a bailout, but being able to do that with your running back is crazy. Now I think another great option for this final slot, probably just as good as Matchup Nightmare, is Backfield Master. You're going to get improved catching from the backfield. If you don't have someone with Hot Route Master as well, you're going to be able to reroute your running back with some different routes. One particular thing I like about this is just general catching improvement from the backfield. It doesn't matter if he's covered by a safety, a corner, he's still going to have improved catching. Does that mean he's going to make all the catches? No, but putting him in a better position to make some of those catches by having this ability on him is definitely going to be glitchy. So if you want Bo to be more of a complete running back, catching out of the backfield master, otherwise go ahead and throw Matchup Nightmare on him. I think that's going to be the glitchiest combination to put on running back. Now the last position we're going to talk about today is wide receiver. Obviously that means I'm not going to go ahead and talk about the rest of the positions. If you are interested to hear some ability options for those, let me know in the comment section below. I'm happy to go ahead and do it, but I can already tell this video is running a little bit long as is. So let's jump in, let's do wide receivers and let's finish it up there. My goodness, look at those stats. Julio Jones is looking absolutely crazy. In terms of his ability slots, he has deep threat, route runner and slot as his archetypes for his ability slots. The first ability up we have human joystick. Now I've already talked a bunch about it. I always forget, but you can go ahead and put him as your returner as well. It means he's going to be able to have that same quick change of direction on returns as well. That could be a really cool weapon to have in the return game. I just think human joystick is the way to go. Get the ball in his hands, try to make some plays in space. Paired up with that, I've gone ahead and put evasive on him as well. I just want to have as much fun with this card as possible. Try it out, have some fun with it. For the last two slots, and maybe even three, right, if you don't want to put evasive on your wide receiver as well, you're going to want to put some of the route running abilities on him. Now it becomes even easier if you have a quarterback with Hot Route Master. It means you don't have to put Route Apprentice as one of the slots. The quarterback's going to have all the rerouting covered. You're going to be able to go ahead and just put on one of the route running abilities on this guy instead. Now there are a bunch of different route abilities, but they're all really similar, right? No matter what, you're going to get better route running and better catching, right? If your player gets their hands on it with the possession or a rack catch, they're going to catch everything. It doesn't matter who's on the other side, who's tackling them, they're just going to snag it all. Personally, I'm going with Streak and Post Flag Elite, being able to run those corners and posts really effectively and be able to catch everything on those. I'm a big fan of that. Streak Specialist, a lot of people just like to blitz the crap out of you, right? It's nice to be able to make quick reads, throw the ball in traffic on those quick streaks. I think that's really glitchy as well. If you don't like one of these two, or you're not the biggest fan of evasive, in-out specialist could be a good option for you. Another good option could be cross specialist as well. The combination of having human joystick and evasive, they're going to be absolutely glitchy with the ball in their hands. Paired up with having a couple of route abilities, they're going to be able to catch everything that you throw at them. And I think that's probably going to be about it. Now we only covered a few positions today. I think it was only 4, right? But it definitely took a bit longer than I thought. I'm going to go ahead and put some timestamps down in the description below just to help out so you can jump between the positions if there are particular positions you want to look at. Like I said earlier, if you are interested to hear about some of the other positions that I didn't mention today, let me know in the comment section below. I'm definitely happy to do it. I just presumed most people will want to go with the positions we talked about today. If you enjoyed this video, if you got something out of it, feel free to hit that like button down below. If you want to check out what we do in the future, definitely hit that subscribe button as well. If you want to go ahead and let me know what you learned as well, definitely let me know in the comment section below. Quick reminder, we do have that PS4 giveaway for Golden Ticket. Cam Newton details will be in the description below. Next up, I definitely want to go ahead and do some gameplay with my newest Golden Tickets, Julio Jones and Bo Jackson. I also want to go ahead and do a video on how to prepare for the coming market crash when fan appreciation packs come back. There are lots of ways to make a bunch of coins. If you checked out one of my last videos, I talked about one example that I think is going to be super lucrative. So tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and prep that and we can talk about how you could be making a bunch of coins when the market crashes in a couple of days. And obviously when the final set of Golden Ticket solos come out, I'm going to go ahead and do a video for that, selecting my latest Golden Ticket as well. But that is going to be it for today, folks. Thank you for sticking through all of it. I know it has been a long one. Thank you very much for coming through. I really do appreciate it. I hope you were able to get something out of it. Take it easy, everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. You can call me Spree, and we out.